Well, hello everybody. I am fearlessly gonna try this again. Even if Facebook doesn't want to let me go live, I'm trying it again. Welcome back to Lunch Break Live, real talk about obesity, food obsession, recovery, and what's really eating you. I am Cari Dela Cruz, and on today's show, no fear. There's no room for fear in all of this discussion about recovery. I'm not fearful. I hope you aren't either. So welcome in. Before I get too far along in the show, because I'm starting it from the beginning again, I might as well let you all know who I am. I am, again, Cari Dela Cruz, a 2007 gastric bypass post-op, living life in recovery from obesity and food obsession, as twice the woman and half the body. I am also a recovery strategist, which means I help people find the shortest distance between obesity and addiction and recovery. Okay, that is the goal. Let's not make this thing harder than it has to be. Now, with that out of the way, the top of the show and who I am, I got to find out if you guys made it back. Oh, I hope you found me. Let's see. I had so many folks joining me last time. Let's see. Maria, okay, so you found me as if I'm going like for the first time. I love it. And Heidi and my mama and Nancy. Oh, good. You guys made it back. And Alberto. Stacy made it. All right then. Lost a lot of people from the other show, so I hope they managed to find me again. Hey, Deb, happy Wednesday to you. Wherever you guys are watching, if you're watching on demand, it may not be Wednesday for you today, but it'll be Wednesday eventually. So listen, yeah, I hope everybody can find their way back in, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time being fearful about that. I figure, you know what, if it's meant to be, they'll be back. So anyway, I welcomed you guys back in again, and here's what I want to know. I am seeing very, very familiar faces. It makes me very excited, my regular viewers. I am also seeing old faces that I have not seen in a while. Welcome back. And I am seeing newer viewers and brand new viewers that I have not ever seen before. So I'm really grateful that you guys found it, that you made it here. I do hope you enjoy the show. I hope you're getting a lot out of it, because I always get a lot out of it. All right. So let's see here. Here's what I want to know. Who was able to join me this morning live from the 405? I know it's a little crazy, like 2 times in one day. It gets a little bit, ridiculous. But who was able to join me live from the 405? And the reason I'm asking is because it was really a good setup to today's show. I was able, man, did I talk? 20 minutes. But that's what you get for bad traffic. I mean, it was awful. It took me longer than an hour to get here this morning. So you did. All right. So I talked about fear. And I kind of went into even a little more detail than I might go into on this program, but I'm going to go into the mechanics here a little bit and see if we can broach the topic in the next 30 minutes and maybe come up with some recovery tools that you can begin using, and then we can explore it a little bit more. All right. So let's see here. Here's what I want to know. I had some questions. So I talked about fear, which is very, very, very familiar for me. And I got the impression it's very familiar for you guys as well. And it's figured pretty prominently. And here's what I want to know. Has fear stopped you from doing things that you really want to do? Namely, like losing weight, keeping it off, living a sober recovery. Okay? Has fear gotten in the way of enabling you to do what it is that you say you want to do? Laura, you made it back. Thank you so much. That was really crazy there. Facebook is giving me fits today. So that is the real question. And I suspect, I know the answer, that a lot of us are going to say absolutely. Fear has gotten in the way. But before I dive into the heart of the show, this is very, very important. All right. And I want to begin with an apology. It's very, very important to me. All right. Today, I said something to someone I've known online and in person for about 9 years. And it was meant to be funny and light, but it was clearly not taken that way, because another friend whom I have also known for the same amount of times, same amount of years, excuse me, sent me a private message asking me why on earth I would rain on someone's parade when they were just trying to celebrate sobriety. And I was immediately shocked and saddened. I mean, I was mortified. I felt so bad, because I thought that my position on recovery, my endless support for people who struggle with it, my love and concern for the community was not in question. Okay, but clearly that is untrue. And I am ultimately responsible for my words. So I apologized immediately. You can't unsay things, but I did apologize immediately to the person who messaged me. And the one that messaged me that she was disappointed in my hurtful comment. And I immediately apologized to the person I tried to be funny with. And I also deleted my comment. When it comes right down to it, people cannot hear inflection. I mean, you can hear my inflection when you're watching me on the show, but you can't hear my inflection in my words. And they can't see my face, in a comment, even if I included a winky face, which I very, very definitely did, and the word congratulations, but it really doesn't matter. Because ultimately, here's the thing. If I hurt somebody, even if it's unintentional, even if I didn't mean to, right? I have to own my part of it. It's very, very important, and that's what I'm doing here. Not because people don't take offense at things that I say, because sometimes they do. I don't have to apologize for everything I say. I get that, all right? It's just that my heart and my reputation are all that I have, and they matter to me, okay? And to be questioned for my compassion is just really like a lot. It's almost too much to bear for me. And here's the thing. I used to be afraid to apologize. I did, because I was afraid that if I admitted I'd made a mistake, someone would think less of me, all right? But recovery is all about honesty and owning your crap. Isn't that what I talk about here every single day? Even when you don't think it's crap. I didn't think it was crap. I thought I was being funny. Well, the problem with that is not everybody thought it was funny. They called it crap, and they called me out on it. So I'm owning it. I have asked for forgiveness, and I'm not naming names because that's not what this is all about, okay? I did get a nice message right before I went online from, I didn't take offense at it. I mean, people in this community are way too thin-skinned. I own my recovery, I own my sobriety, and this is what I choose to do. This is how I choose to do it, and I own that. And and she said, and I didn't take offense at you, and you don't owe me an apology. I said, well, I'm apologizing anyway, and thank you for being so gracious. The other person said, I know, but, I just thought this person deserved better than what you gave her. So there you go. And the bottom line is, I apologize from the bottom of my heart, trying to be funny, but missing the mark in a really, really big way. And that's it. And that's all that I can do. So about that fear thing that I talked about this morning, I have a right into that. It's true. I don't like it when my intention or my motivation is questioned. I hate it. I have a fear that I'll never be able to make it right. Well, you know what? Being a recovering control freak, I know that there are just going to be times I can't make it right. And like I said, you can't unring a bell. I can't unsay it. I did delete my comment. Not that I needed to, according to the person to whom I made the comment, but it didn't matter. Better that I not make anyone else question my intention and undermine the work of recovery. So there you go. I'm putting that one out there. Yeah, even when people, especially when it's like about recovery and sobriety. I mean, I lived my whole life for that. And so when someone says, how dare you? Oh, it really hurts. So anyway, I'm owning it. I'm removing the fear. And that's what I want to convey to you guys today. All right. Fear is paralyzing, and it's debilitating, and it's demoralizing, and every other word that you can put in there. Fear can be blinding, and it can be all consuming. And guess what? It is often way bigger than reality. Okay. The things that we're afraid of are often way bigger than they really, really are. All right, it's like that monster in the closet. Now, I shared a video on my wall earlier today. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to see it. It's a guy that I've grown to really like. His name is Kyle Cease, and he's funny. He's actually really, really funny, and he has a good message. And so this particular video was about fear, and it just happened to pop up, so I shared it on my wall. So I hope you guys have the opportunity to watch it because he's really funny, and it makes a lot of sense. And he's a lot shorter than I am. Man, he's good. All right, but since this is only a half-an-hour program, I better just dive a little bit into fear. I can't go all the way in, like we would need like a whole day to cover it, all right? Besides, that's what my book is about. The one I'm apparently afraid to finish. It's gonna be so great, but it's not done yet. Fear not. Fear not. I am saying it right here. It will happen, and it's good. You guys are gonna love it. It's actually funny. Yes, funny, not in a hurtful way, but funny, all right? So, but today I want to look at fear in general, and I want to talk about how it eats us up, and then we overfeed it, because that's what this show is all about, right? It's really exploring the stuff that we overfeed because it eats us up, and fear is a biggie. So when you look at this population of people, think about it, who deal with obesity and addiction, fear, really, really prevalent, especially fear of regain and fear of relapse, right? Okay, so what they have in common is a fear of failure. Some people will call it a fear of success. Let's just focus on fear of failure right now, all right? They say, I won't succeed at losing or keeping weight off. I won't succeed at getting or staying sober. I'm afraid I can't do it. Does this sound familiar? Why? Well, as I mentioned this morning, and again, I would encourage you to go back and watch the show live from the 405 because it's pretty good. It kind of lays the foundation for this show. I think there are a few factors that feed fear, all right? So experience and knowledge were two things that I spoke about this morning. And then there are a few factors that can help you to face fear, and that would be courage and faith. So what do I mean by experience and knowledge feeding fear? Okay, how many of us have negative experiences when it comes to our weight? Duh, everybody here, right? 100%. We have a trail of failed diet attempts, of course. And of course, we have a history of regain. I mean, and then some, right? We more than that, okay? We also have the experience of others that feeds our fears, okay? So for example, have you ever heard this? Everybody I know that's had bariatric surgery has regained everything they lost and more, right? You've heard that said, right? I know people that never even reached goal, okay? These feed fears, these comments feed fears, all right? Or this, I'm afraid of transfer addiction because I have seen it happen with so many other people. It's gonna get me. I just know it's gonna get me and it's gonna happen to me. Experience, okay? That's what that is, experience. Personal or otherwise. You experienced it, or someone you know experienced, or someone you've seen experienced it, okay? Experience it. Don't worry about it. All right. Of course, what is not being factored in, what isn't being considered here is what role those people played in regaining their weight, not losing their weight to begin with, okay? Transfer addictions, lack of achieving goals. What role did they play in it? You're also not factoring in, if it is that you're looking to the experience of others to be fearful, your role in your experience, your role in your past failed diet attempts and regains, okay? What was your role in it? Are you considering, all right? What part did you play in the negative outcome? What role did you play in your bad experience? Very important. This is where honesty comes in, all right? So for that, you need knowledge. And that is the source of fear for a lot of people. Think about this for a minute. They are afraid because of what they know, but they're also afraid of what they don't know. So you're afraid of what's known and what's unknown, certainty and uncertainty. Isn't that crazy? It's like a no-win, right? Fear lives in both places. That's the irony of that. You know what's going to happen. That's what you've decided. I know. I just know it's going to happen and I am terrified, right? Or you just never know. You just never know. What was it somebody said on my wall just before I went online? I am afraid I'm just going to wake up and weigh 320 pounds again, right? It was like an inflatable life raft, I told her, where you pull the plug and done, all right? So yesterday when I went to bed, I weighed X, and today I'm right back where I started, right? That's a fear. It's just going to happen and there's nothing I can do about it. Fear of the uncertainty there, all right? You can't be sure what will happen, but you're pretty sure it's going to be something bad. And that's what Kyle Cease talked about in his show earlier today too. You don't really know what's going to happen, but you know it's going to be bad. That's what you've decided, right? So what can you do about that? Okay, well, you can gain knowledge, real knowledge, and you can gain experience. And what that means is you're going to need heavy doses of courage and, yeah, faith. Courage and faith to get there, all right? So let me take a sidestep here for just a second, all right? When people talk about their struggles with weight loss and addiction, they will often say that they can't stop doing certain things. That is, I just can't stop. I just can't stop. Once I start, I just keep doing it. I can't stop it, right? And then they ask me what they should do about it. And my typical answer is, okay, stop doing it. That's what I say. They say, I keep doing it. Okay, stop doing it. That's what I say. And it sounds really flippant. Like, well, if I could do that, then I wouldn't need help. Okay, see, but I think often we're looking for a much more complicated, reason for why we do things. We're looking for the why. Why can't I stop? Okay, I don't care why. Just stop. See what I mean? I think we make it harder than it has to be. We make it sound much more complicated than it has to be. Just stop. It is Nike. Just do it. Just don't do it. That's true. That's why I give that answer. Oh, people don't always like that. All right, I get it. But stop doing the things that cause you problems. Wouldn't that be a great place to stop? It's like my head hurts whenever I run into the wall with my head. Okay, stop running into the wall with your head. Doesn't that make sense? Right? My arm hurts when I bend it backwards like this. Okay, stop doing that then. Do you see what I'm saying? But I don't know why I do it. You do it because you do it. So stop doing it. See what I mean? We look to make this much more complicated than it has to be. That's what I think. All right. If you keep doing the things you're doing that harm you and erode your ability to succeed, then you aren't likely to succeed. There's some knowledge for you, but that's scary to a lot of us, right? Because we know that. We know that if we keep doing what we're doing, we're not going to get what we say we want. All right. So the goal should be to stop doing the thing or things that are causing you trouble. Don't you think? Isn't that pretty logical? Stop doing the thing that is causing you problems. Likewise, I like this one too. A lot of you guys say you can't start doing the things you need to do. You can't start. All right. So now this isn't about stopping. This is about starting. You're like, I don't know where to start. The whole journaling thing, I love this one. I don't want to go to an OA meeting, Overeaters Anonymous. I just don't, because they're going to judge me. So you say you can't start, right? Measuring your food, working out, making a food abstinence list. Oh yeah, oh gosh. All right, so my answer to you is to start. See that? Again, this is recovery strategy, guys. It's not tricky, okay? Just start. All right. Yesterday I talked about resistance, right? And how some people are resistant to recovery and how it's not my job to stop the resistance because I already have to do that with myself, okay? And then somebody said, what was it? How did you stop resisting? I'm sure my answer was not popular. I stopped resisting, okay? It wasn't how. I just stopped resisting because resistance requires action. It does. So I stopped doing it. That's it. It's not a how. How do you stop doing something? You don't start doing it. Doesn't that make sense logically again? All right. Basically, here's what I said. I had to get out of my own way, and then I had to stay there. Right? So in order to have resistance, I was getting in my own way. Okay, well, so stop getting in your own way. All right? The resistance meant that I stopped myself from doing what I needed to do. So it only made sense that if I stopped stopping myself, I could start doing it, right? Okay, it's like anti-resistance. So I would be able to start doing what I needed to do to live in recovery if I would just stop stopping myself. Okay, that's true. Resistance requires a lot of energy. I made this note. Resistance requires a lot of energy, and here's what I want you to do right now to prove it, all right? I can't see if you're doing it, but just do it, all right? I want you guys to put your hands together like this, and I want you to push really hard. All right, keep pushing really hard so that this hand doesn't go this way and this hand doesn't go this way. All right, you're pushing with equal force. I want you to keep doing that. I have to pick up my notes, so I want you guys to keep doing that. Are you doing it? Now, obviously, if you're doing it, you're not going to be able to tell me you're doing it because you won't be able to like press the emoticons and you won't be able to type to me. So I'm just going to believe that you're doing it. All right, again, don't stop. Keep doing it. What we're doing here is we're creating resistance. All right, so keep doing that while I'm talking. All right, so, are you guys tired yet? I thought I should ask. Are you? No, don't answer me. Keep doing it because I need you to keep resisting. It's very important for you to understand how much energy is involved in resisting so that by the time you're done resisting, you'll be done resisting. You'll be like, I am really tired of this. I'm going to stop doing this thing that is creating the resistance. But you just tell me when you're there. In the meantime, hang in there, keep resisting. All right. here's the thing. It takes a lot of energy to resist, so why do it? I hear you guys now. All right. But I need to resist temptations and cravings. I hear you. You said that. You already did. All right. Are you telling me not to resist those things, Cari? No. Somebody gave in. I'm done resisting. I broke you. Nancy, you're so funny. I love it. All right. I am not telling you to stop resisting those things. I'm actually telling you not to start eating those things. And that's a really big difference. Okay? Don't start eating those things and you won't have to resist eating those things. Does that make, again, logic? Tell me some of your trigger foods. Go ahead, let go of your hands. Tell me some of your trigger foods. I want to know. All right? Just type them in here really quick. Tell me the things that you're like, I cannot possibly live without this food, whatever it is, whether it's pizza. I think I saw, Jimbo, are you here? I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad that Nicole is getting better every day, and our prayers continue to be with you. Pizza, Candace says, oh, that's a biggie. Absolutely. All right, sugar, cookies, candy, cake, donuts. Sounds like my list, Nancy. Pizza. We got a couple votes for pizza here. By the same, oh, Christina and Candace. How funny, you guys both like pizza. Hi, Lori. I'm asking people what food they can't live without right now, okay? They can't resist. Sugar, candy, Kelly says. Any sweets, Sarah says. Are you a newer viewer too, Sarah? Sarah Summers, I think you are. Halo Top Ice Cream, Christina says. All right. Okay, so we have a lot of foods, okay? Be thinking about the thing you cannot live without. Are you ready? Okay. You can never, ever, ever, ever eat that again. Ever. How do you feel? How do you feel when I tell you you can never, ever eat it again? Tell me. What's the emotion that first comes to your mind, whatever it is? It sets off the carb monster. So if I say to you, no more of that ever, then you said the carb monster comes in and says, oh yeah, right? Is that what you're saying? Okay, what else? What else? I want to know what that feeling was when I said, you may never eat that ever again. I want to know what it was. Maybe you feel afraid. Anybody feel afraid? Like, oh God, I don't know if I can live without it. I don't know. I love it so much. I can't live without it. I'm afraid that I cannot live my life without pizza, right? Oddly enough, it's a bit of sadness. Ooh, there's nothing odd about that. Sadness, what's that all about, right? Oh, it's my friend, it's my constant companion, it's always there for me. Sounds like an abusive friend, you know? Sounds like something that's always there to hurt you. Maybe you got to start looking at it differently so that you won't be sad. To say, see ya, not sad to see you go. Okay, maybe it's how you're looking at it. It's very honest and it's very important. And yes, there are a lot of us that feel sadness about losing food. But what are we gaining? Wow, a little bit of peace. All right. I would never have been sad in the past, but it's been on my abstinence list for over a year now, and it's freeing. Amen, Nancy. Amen. And until you've been there, you can't explain it to anybody. You can't feel the feeling until you felt the feeling. Absolutely, yes. Yes, that is exactly how it feels for me. I've gotten to the point now where I will even smell foods that I didn't even used to smell, that I would just consume with abandon and utter glee. And now I'll smell them and I'll just be one of those people that goes, that smells disgusting. And I used to not like those people. I'd be like, oh, please, how could that smell disgusting? When did smell ever factor into this? You know it tastes good. No, now I smell grease, or I smell bad cheese, or I smell whatever. And I'm like, yeah, no, no, nope. It's amazing what happens. And I've had things. 2 months ago, I would have been mad. Ooh, yeah. Don't tell me what to do. Do not tell me what I can't do. I ought to be able to control this because I am stronger than this. So do not be telling me what I can't do. Right? Yeah, I get that. All right. Or I'm mad. I'm mad because it's not fair. It's not fair that I can't eat that. That's not fair. Other people can eat that. Why can't I eat that? I am just mad that I have to deal with this. Like I'm the only one on the planet that apparently has to deal with this. And I am really mad about that. That's just not fair. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons to be mad, huh? All right, I can keep going if you want, but I'm running out of show time, and I realized I had to crash out and come back in, so I earned a few more minutes, but not much. All right, where was I? Are you guys still pushing, or did you give up? I can tell by the fact that you typed you stopped resisting. Okay, Let's see. What was it that you think made you feel the way that you felt? Whether it was sadness or anger or fear. What was that all about? I'll give you one short word. Experience. Experience. You know what it was like in the past when you were on a diet and someone said you couldn't have certain things, but you wanted more, but someone would cut you off and you were supposed to just be satisfied with, right? It wasn't a good feeling. You can't have this. Everyone else around you can, but you can't. And you're like, but I want it. All right, but just a little, but I want a little more. I feel deprived. I feel cheated. It is unfair. All of those feelings, right? Experience. It wasn't a good experience when you tried, meaning you were forced. You weren't ready maybe, or you thought you were ready, but emotionally you weren't because you still were getting eaten up and you didn't have anything else to use to feed it. And, okay, right? Experience. Uncertainty. Oh, I don't know. I just don't know what I would do now. I mean, I know I'm in a different place, but I just don't know. I just don't know. I mean, what if it just pops up everywhere in my life and it's just like the pink box just appears every single day in the kitchen? I mean, what am I going to do? I am just not sure. Uncertainty. I don't know what my life would look like without it. I don't know what I would do when I craved it. Oh my gosh, what will I eat when I crave something salty? What will I eat when I crave something sweet? What will I... Uncertainty. Sound familiar yet? Yeah, I know these feelings because I felt these feelings. All right, I fed these feelings. This is where you need courage. This is where courage says, I will learn what I need to learn about myself and my behaviors. I will learn about recovery, and then I will courageously face the fears, knowing that I can have an experience of recovery because I'm prepared, right? I talked about that today too, like trying to run a marathon when you're not prepared, when you're not ready. Okay, you've got to be ready to do this. It's not, people talk about cold turkey. Okay, well, I guess you had to have a warm turkey before you could have a cold turkey, so you really got to get ready, all right? Don't leave this out on the counter. It's bad for you, all right? Chill it up. So don't quit cold turkey. Let's get prepared for recovery. And that's going to involve getting your heart in the game, getting your head in the game. Jerry likes to talk about that. I got to get my head in the game. You're absolutely right. My heart. Okay, I've got to be spiritually ready for this too, and that's where that faith comes in. But you have to prepare to succeed. And even when all of that is said and done, there is still that need for faith. And faith says, I've learned what I need to learn, and I'm going to courageously do what I need to do. And here's the thing, I have the faith that I will survive. That's a biggie. I thought I was going to die. I mean, that sounds so extreme, so ludicrous, but that was how I felt. I will die without. Okay? Faith says, I am prepared. I've learned what I need to learn. I know that I know where that leads. Every time I start this, I don't stop. I know where that leads, and I feel bad about myself, and I don't like that feeling. So what if I did something differently and just didn't start eating that thing? Okay, well, okay, I'll survive. I won't die without something sweet. I won't die without something salty. I won't. I just won't. I'm living proof of that, you guys. 3.5 years in, from everything on my food abstinence list. Haven't died yet. I look pretty healthy, right? Okay? I will survive no matter what. No matter what. I will survive, right? I will be patient. This is a biggie. I sense a lot of impatience out there. Okay, I'm ready. I just want it done now. I remember when I had bariatric surgery. I just want to be 5 years post-op because then I'll be cured and I'll have I'll have my arms around it. I'll have a handle on it, right? I'll have the hang of it. Yeah, 5 years out. Yeah, because then I'll be really good at it. I want to be there today. Okay, I want to be at goal weight today. Oh, I want to be 10 years out because then I'll be cured. Okay, patience, and trust the process. Time takes time. We need practice. We need to get our sea legs, like I was talking about today, right? You know what? Balance is good, but it's okay to use some training wheels while you're learning your balance. Some of you guys out there, Regina, I'll talk to you because you've talked to me and you're absolutely right and you've expressed your fear. You're 3 weeks post-op, and I am not minimizing that in any way, but it takes time, honey. Do not take the training wheels off yet. You've got to gain balance by determining what you need to correct in your life. Where do you need to make adjustments so you can keep going down the path, down the road of recovery that you want, okay? You talked about, I'm doing all of these things, all of these things. You will learn with practice and experience. There's that word again. Where you need to put your energy. Where is the most energy required? Where is it that I feel pretty comfortable? I need to pay attention to it. I can't forget about it, but I don't have to put quite the same amount of energy into it, all right? Learning to find balance while you're riding your bike. You gotta learn, and it's okay to use training wheels, okay? Trust the process, all right? We're going long. I gotta finish up. Let's see here. I will show up, and I will do my part in recovery. And I suggest you say this out loud to you. Not that I will show up, but that you will show up. And you say to yourself, I, insert your name, will show up, and I will get out of my own way so that I can succeed and experience that joy that Cari always talks about, right? Say it out loud. Own it, okay? Own it. You know what they say, like, you know, if you're scared and if you like make like a big noise, like, you know, to scare a bear away, or to, you know, like if you were getting attacked and your job is to yell really loudly. Okay, that has to happen out loud. You can't just do it in your head. So if you're really afraid of this, yell at it. Yell back. No, I will not give in to you. I will survive. I choose recovery, right? I got a little emotional on that. Yes, you will yell back and you will win. I did. I just got emotional thinking about yelling at my food obsession, screaming at my obesity and saying, absolutely not. You will not rule my life anymore. I want that for you guys. And that has to happen by saying it out loud. So before you do that, you have to recognize the importance of truth and honesty. And like today when I opened up the show with an apology. Okay, look, I don't mean to hurt anyone. I don't set out to do that. I don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, who can I hurt? But if someone is hurt like they were today, I played a role in that. And I can learn from that experience and say, okay, I don't like that feeling. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to hurt anybody, right? So I'm not going to do that again. Or I can decide I just don't care. I mean, that's up to me, right? As for me in my recovery, I don't want to hurt anyone intentionally. I'm not saying that people won't be hurt, because people will be hurt sometimes. I don't control that. But when it is that I play a role in it, it's my part. I got to own it, all right? So this is what I'm choosing to do. I shall fearlessly own my crap. I shall learn from my errors, and I will do my very best to show love in all that I do. And guess what? Darn it, that might mean that I have to edit my funniness. Depending on the delivery method, if you can't hear my voice and see my face, I better be careful. All right? I'm snarky sometimes. Okay? But if you can't hear my voice and you can't see my face, that is not going to translate, even with a winky emoticon. All right? You can take that to the bank. All right, that's it. We're going to continue to talk about fear. We've gone long, even though we, crashed out a few times. But the only way we're going to talk about fear is if we talk about facing it with courage and faith and learning what we need to do to stop feeding it. Does that sound like a deal? Do you like the idea? All right, I'm going to sign off. You guys have been amazing. You've been interactive. I'm so grateful that you guys found me again. I think I lost a lot of people from the first show, but I have faith that they will find the show again. I'm going to sign off with some very, very important announcements. As I mentioned, I will be virtually addressing support group up in Portland. So if you are in the Portland, Oregon, not Maine area, check my wall for details. You got to register through Eventbrite so that you can save your seat. There's going to be goodie bags and everything. And this is the WLS Portland Peer Support. Laura Van Tile organizes it along with Darla Weinberger. And it's from 10 to noon, and I'll be talking from 10:15 to about 11 about the bariatric Titanic. How many of you guys set out for a pleasure cruise, a bariatric pleasure cruise, and ended up on the Titanic, and you have that sinking feeling that you just struck Regain Iceberg and you're going down with the ship? Well, we'll talk about that, and we'll end up with some very life-saving tips. It should be fun. So if you're in the Portland area, I hope you can join me. Also, I haven't mentioned it in a few days, but please, 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 if you really like the work that I'm doing here and you want to support it and enable me to reach even more people in different ways, I would encourage you to become my patron, a patron of LBL for as little as $5 a month. I think you could. Isn't what I do worth $5 a month, you guys? Seriously. A lot of you guys have said, how can I help you? How can I support you? Like this. So go to CariDelaCruz.com/Patreon, Patreon, and you can get details about, you know, the benefits, the cool stuff you get. Like, oh, I don't know, you could save that $5, which means you could be a patron for free. The first month, you could save $5 on the Recovery Rebel tees. I'm putting the order in on Sunday, period. That's it. So if you want one of those, you got to place your order so you get the right size. Otherwise, I'm just going to order sizes and I may not have your size, and then you may not be able to get one. They are men's sizes, available V-neck or crew neck, okay? Small to XL is $20. I had to add $1.50 more. I didn't mark it up for the XXX and XXXL sizes, plus shipping, okay? I think it's a good deal. I'm placing the order on Sunday. So if you want one, now's your time, all right? I'm going to sign off and let you guys go because I've gone long. Thank you so much for being here and spending your valuable, precious time with me. I hope that you gain as much from the show as I do. And I assure you, I learn something new absolutely every day. Often it's about myself, but I just as often learn things about you. And I adore you all, and I am so proud of you for the courage to face your addictions and your obesity head on and say, you know what, I'm going to fearlessly fight this. And I'm going to stop resisting because it's tiring. And instead of saying I can't stop, I'm going to say I just won't start. All right? So I'm going to sign off and remind you all to have courage, seek peace, embrace joy, and above all, live your recovery. Remember, can't stop feeding what's eating you if you don't know what's eating you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care and share the show. Bye.